Your socks! Hey!
The Lost Art with Andrew Cox podcast, now streaming on all major podcast platforms. A Till Valhalla Project ambassador. Thanks for tuning in to the podcast that's given a voice to our veterans. The Lost Art with Andrew Cox. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Lost Art Podcast, that podcast giving a voice to our veterans. I'm your host, Andrew Cox, and today we're having a fireside chat with the crew. But before we get in the episode, are you enjoying the podcast? And be sure to go check out the website. That's the lostart.podbean.com. Check it out, see what we got going on. There is a merchandise tab. Click on that. You can go in there and get you some cool gear, get you a hat, get you a shirt, get you a mug, get you something cool and help support us in getting our veteran voices out for all to hear. Also, big shout out to the Till Valhalla Project. If you don't know anything about that great organization, then be sure to check them out. It's tillvalhallaproject.com. Go see what they're all about, and if you can help them out, please do so.
Tun Tavern, birthplace of the Corps. We as Marines hold this history close to our hearts. Wouldn't it be spectacular if the establishment was born again? The Tun Legacy Foundation, a nonprofit 501c3, is taking the task and is looking to the Marines to once again save the day. Help the Lost Art podcast in raising funds to help get the Tun built once again only 100 yards from the original establishment in Philadelphia. We are looking for Marines to donate $25 representing the upcoming 250th birthday of the Corps. Spread the message and help establish the Tun, a place for Marine brethren to gather and remember our historic beginning. Go to the Lost Art GoFundMe page and donate today. The Tun Legacy Foundation, reestablishing our birthplace.
All right, I got the crew here, so we'll start by going round robin. All right, Aaron, how are you doing?
Good, doing good. Holidays are upon us, and you just mentioned the online store with all the swag in there. So I think I know what I'm getting everybody for Christmas now.
I love it.
But other than that, it got cold here in Florida.
Yeah?
Down in the 40s. Yep.
Dang.
It took.
I don't know how. Are you surviving? Do you even have winter clothes?
No, it's I still got a few left over from up there in Virginia.
Okay. That's good.
But to that point, like when you're going to look for long pants, because the only time you wear them is at work, it's like, man, where's all my pants at?
Yeah, down in the back of your drawers that you don't look at anymore.
Yeah.
Problem with me is I have pants, but when I go to put them on, I'm like, why don't these fit?
They shrunk.
Well,
it's like,
go there.
Did you wash these in hot water?
There's a little.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
For these in that tight.
Hey, some people like to wear them tight. I don't know.
Well, they ain't Wranglers, I can tell you that much.
All right, Mark, how you doing?
I'm doing great. We had just a little sprinkling of rain here in San Diego last night, and it was kind of cloudy and a little breezy today.
Okay.
But other than that, it's still Southern California.
Very nice. I like it. Yeah, you've been very nice the last two podcasts. You haven't said anything too crazy. That's good. Maybe you won't get cut off.
I'll step up the plate. I'll have to step up the plate again.
Yeah. The last time you didn't get cut off, I don't think. Did you?
Yes, I did. Yep.
Did you? Oh.
So, and then I switched to my phone.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Oh, but not when we were talking to not on Thursday. I didn't get cut off.
Oh yeah. Thursday you were good though, but you were nice. You didn't say anything crazy.
Yeah, last Sunday I got cut off.
Yeah.
But I'm just so happy since the election that I don't even get upset anymore.
Smiles all the way around.
Yeah, like I said, what do you want for Christmas? I already got it.
A
The
super
election
early
was
Christmas present.
successful.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly. Yep. Yeah.
Very nice.
So I'm good.
Happy as a lark.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, very nice. All right, Mike, how are you doing?
I mean, all in all, I'm doing good. Just tired, mentally tired, physically tired. Just been a long couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom passed away. And then last Saturday, my next door neighbor, who were good friends, 36 years old, passed away,
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
and that's my wife and I were talking about. It's like, unfortunately, with stuff like that, you say it happens in threes, and we're like, you know, don't even want to think about it. But it's amazing how that sucks the energy out of you.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
my boss called me yesterday morning at 4:45 in the morning and said, "Hey, I need you to meet me in Claxton, Georgia." I'm like, okay. Got up and filled up the coffee mug and drove 3 hours there. And the whole time we were there, probably 5 hours, he was like, he goes, "You all right? You just don't seem like yourself." I said, "First of all, you called me at 4:45 in the freaking morning for something, and we're there." And they're like, "Oh, you guys could have come next week. It was no emergency. It's just it's whenever you guys got a chance, you can come by." But he's like, "Well,
Wow.
he said, besides that, you just don't seem like yourself." I said, "I'm just mentally and emotionally exhausted. It's just."
Yeah,
But
yeah.
other than that, I'm
It
good. It's
happens.
just one of those things. You gotta just get through it and allow yourself to get through it and kind of let yourself
Yeah,
off the hook on some things. And
very
but
true.
yeah, but like
Very
Aaron
true.
said, the holidays are coming up. We got day to gorge myself with turkey and all that good stuff and drink too much and
Oh yeah. Okay.
be a
Nothing
good
wrong with all
time.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
very nice. Yeah, Turkey Day right around the corner. Right around the corner.
Don't forget to lay your turkey out. You gotta defrost it. You gotta put it in the fridge.
I'm not cooking, so it is what it is.
yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't have to do any of that.
Well, you're grilling out on the Barbie, aren't you, Mark?
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice steaks.
I like it. All right, Vic, how are you doing?
Everything is great. Life is good. It's been a
Mm.
busy week. Let's see. Had concert band, community concert band rehearsal that went well. Yesterday was the annual trip to the commissary for Thanksgiving. This year we got family coming in from Iowa, family members coming in from Iowa, three coming up from Georgia. So we'll have a group attendee, I guess. Yeah, so everything's going well. Had a 6 hour meeting on Friday for the school board. That was awesome. Love my days like that. Those are really, really good days. But yeah, and then let's see. Also, what did I do? Oh, yesterday, one of my neighbors just sent out something on the face pages and said, "Hey, anybody in our neighborhood any good with woodworking tools? I need somebody cut off my table legs." She wanted to turn her tall kitchen table into a regular kitchen table. So yeah, but the legs were tapered on all four sides, so I had to do a bunch of math and stuff with the things and rulers and make adjustments and special things for my crosscut sled. I had to put little spacers in and all this kind of stuff, but it all came out. I was very, very happy with the way it turned out. It was 3 cuts per leg, and they came out almost perfect. I just barely had to sand the bottom of it. Turned out much better than I thought it was going to.
Very
Let's see.
nice.
This week, we have Leaf by Oscar is our cigar this week. If you notice, it is actually wrapped. It's kind of cool. Their packaging it's actually wrapped in a cigar leaf. But Oscar Valahara or something like that. I can't remember his last name. He's got a really cool story. He actually got started in the cigar business by driving cigar tour buses. And then now he's got his own line of cigars. But we have gotten back to the roots on this show of smoking mild, creamy cigars. This is a nice, creamy cigar. Because I know you guys have all been jonesing for a good, creamy cigar.
Oh yeah.
But it's also got it's also nice and earthy and got a little bit of cedar and a little bit of spice in it. It's all Honduran, Connecticut Honduran wrapper, and then Honduran binder and fillers. So it's a nice, mellow, creamy cigar.
Very nice.
There's a
I'm glad we
Honduras
finally-
in Connecticut.
Yeah, they grow Connecticut leaves in Honduras.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Good cigar.
Creamy. He's just missing his man bun.
Yeah. Where's that
Missing
man
what?
bun?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll take some of this and put it on the back. I don't know.
See, you just got to take it and start doing braids and stuff in your beard.
Oh, I'm totally gonna split it, and then I'm gonna get like a couple of Pandora charms and put some Pandora charms in it, like Viking beads. You know?
Nice.
Yeah.
Jack Sparrow.
Nice.
Yeah.
All you nasties with your facial hair. Man.
Come on, here, Mark. Come on, Mark. It's okay.
Oh man. Well, me and the family traveling, we made it into Tennessee, and we got to stop on the side of the road at a truck stop in the mountains, and there was snow all over the ground. So the girls got to, and it's great living in the RV because all their, their winter stuff is here, and then their sleds and stuff are in the RV. So we just pulled out the sleds there at the turn, or the, what do you call it, the rest area on the side, and they went sledding, and they had a good old time doing that. And then we stopped in Tennessee, and that's where we're at right now, is in Tennessee, enjoying life. And yeah, it's been good. We got here, pulled up to this RV park. I was checking in, and the guy was like, well, about 5 o'clock today, why don't you guys come over to the little event center, and we're having Thanksgiving dinner, so just come on over. And we were like, really? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, well, how much does it cost or whatever? He said, oh no, it's free, just come on over. And man, they had a big spread over there. There's probably 20, 25 people that were there. So we all ate Thanksgiving dinner, then came back over here. It was really cool. Yeah, it was fun.
Only in Tennessee.
Whereabouts in Tennessee?
Yep, I don't even know. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know where I'm at. Somewhere in Tennessee. I'm on the 40. I'm on the 40. I know that. What is it?
Just saying.
Clarksville?
Oh,
Frost?
Yeah.
I don't know what she's saying. Clarksville. No, that's still wrong. She's in there yelling at me. I don't know. Now she's just laughing at me. Wherever we are, we're in Tennessee. I know that. And it's nice. It's really nice here. We came out of the mountains, and it's short sleeve weather today. It was great. So yeah, good time. All right. Well, I'm going to mention it. The podcast is coming Friday. We're going to have the Tun Legacy Foundation, right? And we started our fundraising to help those guys out. We set a goal, $25,000. That's for the 250th anniversary. We were going to do $1,775 as a donation from each Marine, but as I got on there to try to donate, I realized you can't do that. You can't do $1,775. So I changed it to $25 for the 250th upcoming birthday. So I'm asking everybody to $25. So if you're out there, check out the Tun Legacy Foundation. They're trying to reestablish and rebuild the original Tun Tavern, which is like 100 yards from the original Tun Tavern there in Philadelphia. So anyways, you'll get to hear all about it on Friday. It's a great show. And Mark was there with me. Mike was there with me. So anyways, you guys will enjoy it. So there's my pitch for trying to raise money. The commercial that I put online or whatever will be on the podcast as well. So they'll be able to check that out. So hopefully we'll get some Marines donate, and maybe we'll make our goal at 25 grand. Maybe we'll go over,
Yeah, we need to go over, because what did he say it was going to cost? 8 million?
Yeah,
$9 million or something like that.
I think he said he still had 8 million to go, and it was 3 million just for the property.
Yeah.
Well, I think just like Vic is always asking, is this thing scalable? I think every podcast, especially a Marine that has a podcast, should be start doing the same thing that we're doing.
Oh yeah, Absolutely.
And all their listeners, they need to kick it out there for their listeners for a minimum, like I said, a minimum of 25 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
Well,
we can get it for him.
well, that's what we were saying. I asked, but he said yes, you can buy a brick. Didn't he say?
Hmm.
Have your name put on it or something like that. But,
Yeah, but he said those were selling out quick, I think, the bricks. So
gotcha.
I think he only has so many or whatever for the walkway or whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
But anyways, I just wanted to bring that up. It's a good thing. We'll have the original establishment in Philadelphia, and it's called the Tun. Cannot be Tun Tavern because there is already somebody that has ownership of that name. So they just left it at the Tun, which is pretty cool, I think. But all right, with that, let's go ahead and go to veteran news with Mark.
Okay, I can't remember if I haven't kept notes about which organizations that I have talked about, but I want to talk about, and I hope I already have, but I don't think I have, is the Injured Marines Semper / America's Fund, or what they call now just the fund. And it's accessible by thefund.org. So just THEFUND.org. But once again, this started at the kickoff in like 2003 of the war, when we had Marines coming back right off the battlefield. They ship them to Germany, they ship them to Bethesda, then bam, back out to the Camp Pendleton Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And they're out there with a surgical gown, right, with their butt hanging out and everything. They don't have their wallets, they don't have IDs, they don't have any money. And so
Wow.
if they're not if they didn't have family in the area, they didn't have anything. They didn't have anybody coming to see them and everything. So these nurses started putting together little baskets and whatever they could to give them, socks and T-shirts or whatever, and some money, phone cards. Remember, we still had phone cards back then in 2003.
Yeah.
And then once again, they just started getting more and more organized, started getting funds from other organizations, and then they just built on it. But then down the road, years later, while the wars were still going on, a representatives from the Semper Fi Fund, that's what it was called then, would walk into a hospital room where there's a catastrophically injured Marine, catastrophically injured soldier, and the Semper Fi Fund gives this Marine all this stuff, but the charter did not allow them to give to the soldier. So they expanded the organization out and they made it it's Semper Fi / America's Fund. And so then they just expanded out, but it's once again, it's for post 9/11 veterans. But then all these years, there was a major donor named Bob Parsons. He was the one that started GoDaddy.com, made his big, huge, gigantic money from them. So he was a donor to the Semper Fi Fund, and he still matches the Bob and Renee Parsons Fund. Still matches from say like November 1st to January 1st. They will match every donation that goes in.
Holy cow.
Till December 31st. So they'll match that. So then also Bob Parson was a high school dropout. I don't know if you ever heard his story, but it's remarkable. He was a high school dropout, joined the Marines, went to Vietnam. He was an infantry guy. He's over there in the middle of all the crap over there. And he said, if I ever get out of here, I'm going to make something of myself. And he did, made it big. And he started giving back, and he gave back huge. And so then he started his own fund within the Semper Fi America's Fund called the Welcome Home from Vietnam Fund.
Oh.
So the Semper Fi Fund is not only for post 9/11 veterans of all services, but it's also for the Vietnam veterans.
Wow.
So it's amazing, and it's something that people don't know about. So let's get the word out there that if you have a friend, relative that's a Vietnam veteran, they have injuries or illnesses, that can be attached to the Agent Orange, things like that.
Mhm.
There's benefits within thefund.org. Access the Vietnam Veterans Welcome Home, the Lance Corporal Bob Parsons Welcome Home from Vietnam Fund
Nice.
for Vietnam veterans. So it's remarkable. His giving back, like I said, matching, $10 million plus or $10 million a year that goes into
Wow.
donations into the fund.org is just phenomenal. Plus, he funds the Welcome Home from Vietnam Fund on his own.
That's incredible. He's doing fantastic things then.
He is. It's amazing. So thefund.org.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
if you want to give that, every donation until December 31st will be matched by Bob Parsons.
Holy
And
cow.
the Bob and Renee Parsons fund.
Yeah. Very nice.
Can you say
Wow.
what it is again, Mark?
Thefund.org. THEFUND.org. But for the Vietnam veterans, you go in there for the Lance Corporal Bob Parsons Welcome Home from Vietnam Fund.
Very nice.
Talking about Lance Corporals making it work.
You know it.
Yeah. It's amazing what a Lance Corporal can do.
Of course.
Yeah. Out there getting it. Well, Mark, you got anything else?
That should be covered my area tonight.
All right, sounds good. Then let's I guess we'll move over to military news with Vic.
Well, we got a few things to cover tonight. For those of you may or may not be glued to the TV, Russia has launched not an intercontinental ballistic missile. It's the IR, an intermediate range ballistic missile into Ukraine in response to the U.S. allowing Ukraine to use long-range missiles into Russia. So, of course, Putin is not taking this lightly, but it's things are we discussed last week. It's been a slow, steady ratcheting up of escalation. It's starting to get a little unnerving. Basically, Putin has said that if Ukraine is using long-range weapons, then Russia has the right to respond in kind, not to just Ukraine, but to people providing those weapons.
Wow.
Yep. So he
Yep.
said, yep. And basically he said, apparently the U.S. was warned about 10 hours in advance that he was going to launch the IRBM. And because to go through, I guess, the nuclear protocols. But obviously it was not a nuclear warhead because we would all know by now. But the IRBM that he used can be obviously loaded with nuclear warheads. So basically, cut it out because it may have been the only one he possesses. Who knows with Putin? He might be, but could be all posturing for all we know, but maybe not. Don't know. Let's see. On it, of course, because that brings me to my next article. DoD just nuclear deterrence strategy as nuclear peer adversaries escalate. So let's see. Part of the 491 report. The 491 report is a report released by the Department of Energy's Nuclear Security Administration. And the reason it's called the 491 report is because it's U.S. Code Title 10, Section 491. And updates to the 491 report directs that the U.S. plan to deter multiple nuclear-armed adversaries simultaneously. So stand by. It's not just one anymore. One or two, I guess. Requires integration of non-nuclear capabilities where feasible to support nuclear deterrence missions. Stresses the importance of escalation management and U.S. planning for responding to limited nuclear attack or high consequence non-nuclear strategic attack, and enable deeper consultation, coordination, combined planning with allies and partners in order to strengthen U.S. extended deterrence commitments. which the Secretary of Defense has now finished. He was, I guess, the first Secretary of Defense to visit Fiji recently, and it's like the 10th visit to the area, to the Indo-Pacific. So obviously, DoD and the government are trying to secure ties across the globe. Most recently, Fiji. Let's see what else.
I like it there.
I hear it's nice.
I was there last year at this time.
It's a good time to be there.
No, it's summer
No?
down there, so it is super hot.
Let's see.
Very well.
Last article: Pentagon fails 7th audit in a row.
Ouch.
Unable to account for $824 billion budget.
Explain that to Mr. Musk here in a couple of months.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Well,
gosh.
I mean, all of us dealt with it while we were in. Every one of us dealt while we were in. Like being penny pinched down to the penny. You have to report.
Yeah.
Like on your CMR, if you're missing anything less than $300 on your CMR, oh my gosh, that's an investigation. Officers have lost their jobs because of that stuff. Have been relieved. And like I remember, like I lost my my fleece jacket, and there was an investigation on that out of my 782 gear, and I had to pay $32 back. $32 because I lost my little fleece jacket, and I had to sign a nip lock for losing gear.
Oh my God.
Damn.
Yeah. But oh no, the Pentagon can lose $824 billion, and that's okay. They have the 7th audit they failed is since the Congress has decided that the Pentagon needs to be audited. So the requirement was put out 7 years ago, and they have failed every audit since it has become a requirement.
Wow.
But yet
and no one's getting fired yet.
Yeah, but at the unit level, oh my gosh, you lose a fleece jacket, there's an investigation.
Yeah.
So like, come on, something that is not right.
The money isn't lost; it went somewhere.
Oh yeah, I think you're right.
They know where it's going. They know what it went to. It's not. It's like that's where they look at it. Like, what are they going to do to us?
Yeah,
not going to do anything to them.
Yep.
Oh, you failed an audit. It's okay.
Yeah, obviously they're not going to do anything to them because they haven't yet.
Failed an audit.
Yeah. In quotes.
Yeah, that's a. This is a bad thing. It's bad.
Yep. Until explain it to Elon. Explain it to Elon.
Yeah, who was that, Andrew, when we got back in 2004? Because we had to turn in all of our, 782 gear and all that stuff.
Yeah.
When they changed it to, what was it, the SIF or what the hell
SIF,
was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was in that freaking warehouse. And God, they were down to the point where if you were missing a clip off of something, it's like, a damn beanie. And the woman said to me, she said, "Where's your beanie?" And I was like, I don't know. I'm like, I wore that damn beanie in Iraq twice now. I said, I'm keeping that damn beanie. And you had that was one of the neck gaiter and all that. It's like whatever, But I still have that same beanie. And she goes, "Well, I've got to mark you down. You can't, until all your gear is 100% turned in, and you've got so many. Was it 30 days or something to turn it in?" And I was like, okay. And I went out in town. There's enough damn military shops out in Oceanside. I went out,
that's true.
Bought another one. I walked back in and tossed it up on the counter, and she didn't even look inside of it. It didn't even have the Eagle Globe and Anchor sticker, the tag on the inside. I said, "Here's my beanie." And she goes, "Okay, thank you." And went, signed off on everything. I was like, okay. Those packs and stuff like those. What was that garbage crap they issued us in 2003, Mark? You probably remember. Had the plastic frame.
Molly.
Oh yeah.
Molly gear. Yeah.
The Molly pack.
Yeah.
Garbage. Like you said.
Crap just broke and snapped. And I mean, but they wanted every piece of that back. They're like, "Well, where's the frame?" I'm like, "Somewhere in Iraq. I don't know."
What
what do you want? you know, the Camelback is like, you know, it had a day pack. Where's the Camelback? I don't know. That thing fell apart in Iraq. I mean, was I supposed to? Well, you're supposed to bring everything back if it's unserviceable. I mean, that's what they literally, you know, that's the crap they did to people, and they're just doing their job. But you know, it's not like it was a freaking M16A2 or you know, or night vision goggles. I mean,
Yeah, what was those units out there in Second World War that lost those rifles that they kept
Oh
doing
yeah.
memes about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it 6 Marines? Is that right?
Someone from 6, yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh my God.
Ouch.
well, they even did
Gotta
that to
love it.
us when, you know, because we had to check out
Did you put butter in it?
from
No,
the
I didn't.
armory
Did you
only
put
so
butter?
many, you know, compasses.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who the hell was that? That had a compass, but he dropped it and broke the lens on it. So
Was it Espy?
I
I
think
don't
it
remember.
was. No, it wasn't SB. I don't remember who it was now. But he just threw it out. And it was like, God, I can't remember who it was now. Anyways, but it's like, hey, where's that compass at? He goes, oh, it broke. I threw it out. I said, what do you mean you threw it out? He said, I chucked it out of the guard tower. And I was like, that has got to be accounted for, dude. You can't just, well, it
Yeah.
wasn't any good. I said, I couldn't care less if it was any good because, you know, I was signed for the damn compass.
Was that before fire planes sketch?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's why it didn't work. He's holding it up there and it's like, wonka, wonka, wonka. It's like,
Yeah.
they were,
Yeah,
you know, that damn
yeah, he had it
lens had a
sitting on
compass.
something metal. He had it
Yeah.
sitting on something metal to take the reading.
I remember at 8th and I, we were missing like $10,000 worth of SL3 gear. So I went to all the NCOs in the freaking company and I was like, hey, I know y'all got some SL3 gear, some extra stuff. Go ahead and bring it in. Anyway,
Mark, do you remember all the drill instructors with all the stashes that they had?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, they had stuff everywhere. I mean, it was
Yep.
ridiculous.
but
I
long,
think they had them like in their own personal garages, like stacked up and
Oh
everything.
yeah. Oh yeah.
It was crazy. Yeah.
Especially, you know, if you got up the weapons field training battalion, you know, they found that
Oh, yeah,
stuff
yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. It was everywhere.
you
Good
know,
times. What's that?
oh, now you can hear me. All right. I didn't know if you could hear me.
Oh yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
Ouch, ouch, ouch.
Yeah, all of our SL3 gear. Long story short, we ended up saving about $6,000 worth of it. So, company had to fork over $4,000 to make it
That's a lot of SL3 gear missing.
for Bravo Company 8th and I. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
someone probably did get fired out of there, didn't they?
Well, no.
No. Whew.
After I took over the armory, but yeah, nobody got fired. Now,
Wow.
a story for another time. The actual armory chief fired at a later date, but that's
It's a completely different story.
yeah.
Yeah. All righty. Well, you got anything else, Vic?
No, I yield the rest of my time.
All right. Well, let's go to current news with Aaron.
Yeah, well, Vic covered it all, but I'm gonna go ahead and read this story. I found an article about well, if I can find it now. Anyway, it's about meat packers closing up shop in New York. This is the last meat packers in New York City's meatpacking district are getting ready to say goodbye. The reason why I want to bring this up because we bring up Tun Tavern and the resurrection of Tun Tavern, and you know, just America's history is like disappearing
Yeah.
quickly. And I'm gonna mess this guy's name up, but here we go. When John Jobbaghy, Jobbaghy, when his grandfather immigrated from Budapest in 1900, he joined a throng of European butchers chopping up and shipping off meat in a loud, smelly corner of Manhattan. that New Yorkers called the meat packing district. Today, only a handful of meat packers remain, and they're preparing to say goodbye to a very different neighborhood known for its high-end boutiques and expensive restaurants than the industry that gave it its name. So he says the neighborhood I grew up in is just all memories. He's 68 years old now. It's been gone for over 20 years. In its heyday, it was a gritty hub of over 200 slaughterhouses and packing plants at the intersection of shipping and train lines, where meat and poultry were unloaded, cut, and moved quickly to markets. Now the docks are recreation areas, and an abandoned freight line is the High Line Park. The Whitney Museum of American Art moved from Madison Avenue next to company in 2015. So it goes on. It says some of the companies are maintaining reminders of the old neighborhood. As a matter of fact, a fashion outlet with the brand Rag and Bone, which sells $300 leather belts, is carefully restored. Basically, they have a carefully restored sign from a previous occupant, Dave's Quality Ville, in red and white hand painted letters. So basically, they're all these high end retailers have stood up in the neighborhood, and it's no longer what it used to be. Which I get it. You have to adapt and overcome, but it's just one thing to keep in mind: the history of America and what made America. One little thing he said, but the neighborhood is no longer sounds, smells. Imagine that. It's where Joe began working for his father in late 1960s. He worked through high school and college summers before going into business for himself. Back then, meat packers kept bottles of whiskey in their lockers to stay warm inside the refrigerated plants. Outside, it reeked, he said, especially on hot days near the poultry houses where chicken streets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
I'll say this to go along with what you're saying, Aaron. I was in a poultry plant yesterday. Have any of you been in an actual chicken processing plant? Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how clean it is by today's standards compared to what you're talking about, Aaron. But there is a smell that you cannot get out of your sinuses and everything else. And
yep,
you're literally walking through there, and I've got work boots on and all that. And you're walking through, puddles of chicken blood just flowing, just rolling, and the smell is like. That's why I tell people all the time: if you actually saw where your food came from, you probably wouldn't eat it. I'd still eat it. It's like, all right, yeah. I'm still going to eat it. But
slaughterhouses, meat packing plants.
Oh yeah,
manure. And you name it. Pig farms.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
In all, like I said, all the towns there in Iowa and the rural communities, they all got a locker where you take your animals to get butchered and prepared and everything. And yeah, there's a smell about them, but I'll still eat that red meat any day of the week.
Yeah, it's good for you.
Damn right it is.
I had a good ribeye steak. I think it was last night. Man, whoo, doggies, it was good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got sidetracked with my food habits there. Aaron, you got more for us? What do you got? I know you wanted to talk about other things. So,
other news: the college football world has been shaken up. Oklahoma beat Alabama. Auburn beat A&M.
Wow.
So those two teams in the SEC have been shook up.
Holy cow.
And week is rivalry week, so.
Oh yeah.
Getting ready to go into rivalry week.
So how is the playoffs going to be? Are they moved it to 8 teams, right?
Well, 12 teams.
12 teams? Okay.
Yeah, so you could probably squeeze 2 losses, but 3 losses, you're probably not going to make it in. There's teams that have not seen the playoffs or a championship game, or anything close to it in a very long time that are probably going to see it. Indiana's one of them.
Yeah.
Because they're doing pretty well.
You don't turn the upside down whenever you look at it.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, it puts the whole thing upside down when they start the playoffs, because there might be teams that end up making it further than what everybody thinks. No, you didn't hear me?
Anything's possible.
Oh, yeah.
Now you were kind of glitching there, Andrew.
Yeah, it must not have been important. Go ahead, Aaron.
Oh, well, now we hear you crystal clear. You're good now. I heard teams and this and that, and that's all.
I was saying that it could turn everything upside down when you're looking at the teams, because those teams that normally aren't there, they may end up doing really well, and nobody will be prepared for it.
I mean, a prime example. Let's see. Oh yeah, Ole Miss lost too. Miami hasn't been there in a while, and they're ranked number 8 right now, so they may make it in.
Wow.
Illinois. No, I'm sorry. Illinois is 25. They're too far down. SMU's ranked number 13. If they up in the top 12, they could easily make it in there.
Wow. That's wild.
Yeah. Let's see who else. Notre Dame, a few positions to number 6. Of course, we remember like back in, when was it? 2012, 11. I can't remember which year it was when they played Alabama. Alabama absolutely slaughtered them.
Oh yeah. But that was the Alabama powerhouse team back then too.
Absolutely.
They're not the team they used to be, that's for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, that Alabama game yesterday, I still don't understand that call.
Which one?
Rolled out the touchdown. They said
because it was on call. It shouldn't have been a call.
Well, that's what I don't understand. And I mean, I'm like, what the hell was that? Yeah, I don't claim to know all the ins and outs. I mean, I like watching it, or college football and everything, and but it was like it was covering or something, and I'm like, what the hell was that? And I text my son, and he goes, Dad, I have no idea what the hell they're talking about. If I got a question, I ask him because he's so far up all that. And he's like, Dad, I have no idea what the hell they're talking about.
So what it was is he was in the middle. There was 3 receivers to the right. He was the receiver on the outside and the inside were back off the line. For him to be covered up, the receiver on the far right against the sideline would have had to been up on the line, and that would have covered him up on the line.
But he wasn't that way.
What's that?
It wasn't that way though, right?
No, it wasn't. He was off. He wasn't covered up, but they threw a flag anyway.
Yeah, they threw the flag after the touchdown.
Yeah,
it's like, what the hell is all this? Seriously?
Flag come out when they showed the zoomed out version of it. Now, I absolutely hate Alabama, and I'm glad they lost. But I'm going to tell you, officiating has gotten horrible nowadays.
Yeah, don't let it be because of the officiating. Let it be because of how they are. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it at that point, as a team or as a coach. But don't give them any reason. But that's absolute garbage when these teams lose because of that.
But Jalen Milroe could not get going whatsoever because Oklahoma shut him down.
Yeah, their defense won the game yesterday.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Well, you got anything else for us, Aaron?
No, I think we'll leave it at that. There's always remember, right?
Yeah.
Tulsi Gabbard's still a Russian asset.
Yeah.
Shots fired. All right.
Saying that.
Oh man, that's good stuff. All right. Well, since you didn't want to talk about college, or I mean professional football, Taylor Swift didn't attend the game. So, in case anybody was worried,
What, today?
Wait, what?
yeah, with the Kansas City Chiefs
Well,
game,
they still won, didn't
Taylor
they?
Swift.
Don't even watch.
Oh yeah, they won. Yeah,
Oh, is it?
barely, but they won.
He slaughtered New York Giants. But I don't game.
Yeah, I didn't watch it either. My wife watched it. I didn't watch it. So, all right. Well, let's move on to marvelous Mary news with magical Mike McNanny.
It means be like balloons pop up when you say that. There's like dun da 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 da.
But you do have a grand intro.
Oh,
So I'm just saying.
you say so.
Yeah, you got to take a look at it. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's pretty cool. A lot of hard work went into that intro, just so you know.
You say so.
By hard work, I mean I set up in the middle of the night, bored and trying to figure things out. So,
Oh, it's like, oh, this is cool.
oh, look.
Oh
What was
man,
that?
Aaron's got
That
stuff
was Aaron.
going
How'd
on.
you do that? Ah, look at that.
It's a reactions. Reactions.
Dang it. Here, we'll try it again. Oh, shoot. Go
Do
to
I
reactions.
do I have to put something on? No, it's
Yeah, I
all
don't
right.
even see
You don't
reactions.
have to. It's all right.
Oh, reactions. All right, here we go. Marvelous Mary News with magical Mike McNanny. Oh no.
Thank
That
you,
that
Ranger.
didn't that didn't
Thank you.
work that didn't work as well as I thought it was going to.
All right.
Is this Magic Mike 3?
There ain't going to be any helicopter involved in this one.
Oh man.
I attempt, but it doesn't ever work out. So never mind. All right. Today's good news story. Actually, an article I looked up, I saw 2 or 3 weeks ago, but I hadn't been on Sundays. But it was actually a surprising article and it was interesting to read. But does everybody, well, I say everybody, but when Mount St. Helens erupted
Yeah.
in 1980, the name of the article, the title on the article is "Gophers brought Mount St. Helens back to life in a single day following devastating eruption."
In a
So
single
when
day.
Mount St. Helens erupted in 1980, lava incinerated everything living for miles around. As an experiment, scientists dropped gophers onto parts of the scorched mountain for only 24 hours. The benefits from that single day were undeniable and still visible 40 years later. They said once the ash and the lava had cooled, the scientists realized that it was basically all tree life, all animal life, and that was incinerated. It was just gone. It's kind of like the dinosaurs. But they said once the blistering of the ash and the debris cooled, scientists theorized, and they got together and decided that gophers may be able to help regenerate lost plant and animal life on a planet by digging up beneficial bacteria and fungi. 2 years after the eruption, they said they tested this theory and it was proved right. They said they said gophers are considered pests, but the fact that they burrow into the ground, they get back into the soil that is unaffected, and they bring that soil back up to the surface. They said the outcome is not something they ever expected, but scientists did not expect the benefits of this experiment would be visible in the soil today in 2024. But a paper that was published and put out by in the journal Frontiers and Microbiomes details an enduring change in the communities of fungi and bacteria where gophers had been versus nearby land where they had never been introduced. When they brought them in 1983, they literally brought them in helicopters, went down a lot far enough, and just started tossing gophers out of a helicopter. Kind of goes with the WKRP clip I sent that Mark, tossing turkeys out,
Yeah.
out of the helicopter,
Very nice.
But it said after scientists dropped a few local gophers on two, they said the land at that point, once the lava cooled, it wasn't like lava like you see at you see like in videos in Hawaii. There it was like black slabs and stuff like that. They said the ground and the earth at that point turned into basically like pumice stone. But he said once they dropped the gophers in on two pumice plots for a day, the land exploded again with new life. 6 years after they were dropped, there were over 40,000 plants surviving where they had dropped the gophers.
Wow.
So you think science and nature would happen by introducing nature?
Absolutely. That's what they're saying is their gophers were not on that mountain.
Right.
Exactly. And they were like, okay. But then they were brought back is that an invasive species to that area? But they said that there was an area next to the mountain that had been clear cut. And it still hasn't reproduced as far as trees and hasn't grown. But they said there was another area when all the ash and everything settled down, all the trees dropped pine needles, spruce needles, Douglas firs dropped all their needles, and they figured all those trees would die. But because of the gophers, they actually buried, went into the ground, dug holes, and brought the microbes and the fungi back to the surface. And it was the trapped nutrients that the trees needed. And actually the trees, they said 92% of all the trees in that area they thought were going to die survived because of the gophers. And that's why the mountain today is basically, in 1980 is repopulated with trees and, plant species, and wildlife has come back in there because there's food sources. So I thought it was an interesting article. It was kind of neat to think that you have a handful of people like, what happened if we drop gophers in here? Would this area survive? And it did.
So they're like the junior person in the NBC attack, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They flew in and kicked them out. They're like, kick your
Take your mask off.
Let us know how that goes.
Yeah, there's a lot more to the article. I'm not going to sit here and read it all verbatim, but yeah, it was pretty interesting.
I mean, who honestly, like, I'm just sitting there and they're like, oh, you know what? What if we just throw some gophers in there, Man, you think that'll work?
Well,
and
it's people smarter than somebody
bought
like me
off on it
to actually understand the benefit.
Would put money.
Yeah, that specific wildlife has a benefit. The big thing of the article is it's all intertwined. From the trees to the soil to the fungus in the soil, because they said most plants can't naturally draw enough nutrients from the soil itself. So, but that the fungus and whatever it said, biomes or whatever, went in, and that actually caused it actually feeds off decay, which then turns around and it gives it back to the plant. It's all, that beneficial ecosystem that, but the gophers, they said, played a big part in it because they actually got in and brought the soil and all that back up to the top.
Yeah.
But now they said they're looking at, they've got an overabundance of gophers. So now they, introduce an invasive species, for benefit, but then it's like, okay, what do we do with them now?
Well, I mean, you can't do anything with them because they did help.
Yeah.
There's that.
Yeah,
So,
they should be protected at that point.
yeah. I do remember going on a trip to Montana, and they turned us loose on this farm, or this ranch, I should say, where it had cows, and the gophers were out there digging holes, and the cows would step in it and break their legs. So he just started handing out 22 rifles and was like, hey, shoot every gopher you see. And we were all out there shooting gophers. It was a good time.
Wow.
Vic probably remembers that.
Yeah.
I didn't go on that trip.
Oh, you didn't?
I think that was the year before I got there.
That was a cool trip, though.
Vic's anti-gun, and he's anti.
Yeah.
Don't kill anything. He's a vegetarian.
Yeah. Yeah.
Today I was.
Huh.
Now, I grew up doing that with groundhogs in Pennsylvania.
Groundhogs, yeah.
Cattle, sheep, stuff like that. And that was always my dad's favorite thing to do. And, the summertime was be sitting out there in a field that was 100 yards, 200 yards long, big round hay bale, and just, as they call them up there, whistle pigs and, groundhogs, ground chucks, whistle pigs.
And just take them out.
Yep. Sit there like a 222 or something.
Yeah.
Whistle. We better be careful with all the gun talk. We might get Andrew censored again.
Uh-oh. You got censored?
Well, when we were on the TikTok, I didn't turn it on tonight.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what it was that caused the TikTok to tell me that I was, I don't know. It was messed up. They're like, you're going to get turned off if you don't stop what you're doing. It was something about political stuff.
Yeah, we were talking about election interference.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah. I was spreading mistruth. That's what it was. Yeah.
And in real time. In real time, we're just sitting there talking just like we are now. And he goes, wait a minute, what's this?
That's AI for you right there. It's just sits there and analyzes everything.
You have to be a real to be able to spread disinformation.
Yeah.
AKA Democrat.
Oh, man, that's good stuff. All right, Mike, you got anything else?
Nah, I think that's it.
All right. Well,
I'm sorry if it wasn't super marvelous, Mary, but I thought it was interesting. It was more.
No, it was good.
Story.
It was good.
Want the grass to grow? Go get gophers.
That's right. I always thought it was blood, but apparently it's not. So.
Actually, gophers are bad for the yard. So
yeah.
If you want your grass to go away, get the gophers. Isn't that what it is?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's hear this cigar review. This super creamy, kind of earthy. I can't remember what else you said. Go ahead.
It like Dolce de Leche and some cedar in it.
Isn't there a perfume, Dolce something?
Gabbana. Yes, Dolce Gabbana.
Dolce Gabbana.
Yeah. But it totally does not taste like perfume, thank God. But it does taste good. Andrew, you already said it all. It's good. I mean, you did a great job. I'm sorry. This is on the scale of rating. It's yeah.
Oh wow, that's one of the highest ratings you've done on the show.
Yeah, I mean, I like the cigar. It'd be a fuck yeah if it wasn't. It's a little. Leaf by Oscars are notorious for being a little loosely wrapped. So they can. I'm kind of nursing this one, but a regular smoker will go through them pretty quick because they're normally a little loosely wrapped. But this one isn't that bad actually. So yeah.
All right. Digging it. All right. Well, let's do words of wisdom. Who wants to go first this time? Any volunteers?
Yeah, I'll go first.
All right.
This one hit me in the feels. I saw Grammar is the difference between knowing your shit and knowing your shit.
Say it again, Vic.
Grammar is the difference between knowing your shit and knowing your shit.
Did you find that one on the shitter?
Actually, it was one of those Instagram reels, where the Skeletor comes in and till next time, yeah, it was one of those.
That's pretty good.
But being a teacher, and a senior enlisted that had to review every document before I put it on the officer's desk, right? I was kind of a little bit of a grammar Nazi, so that one hit me in the feels.
Very nice. Yeah, that happens. I like it. All right. Aaron, Mike, who wants to go next?
I'm going to follow it up with
All right.
good people are good because they've come to wisdom through failure.
Yeah.
Unknown.
That's good. That was good. Aaron said that.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. All right, Mike, what do you got?
The only sure way to avoid making mistakes is to have no ideas.
Ooh. Wow. That's good too. That good.
Was Albert Einstein.
Einstein. He's a smart dude. Knew his business. All right.
Well, here comes more.
Let's hear it, Mark.
I'm gonna have to echo Vic. If you find your toilet in your dreams, don't use it.
That is definitely words of wisdom. Oh, I like it.
Oh shit.
What in the world?
I don't know. So there's obviously I'm smoking outside, but there's been a lot of construction going on around our neighborhood, and they have removed the trees between our neighborhood and the major road that's just a few hundred yards beyond the trees. They've removed that tree barrier, so you can hear everything that's going up and down the 170 corridor now. And apparently, a whole bunch of emergency vehicles were just going somewhere. But yeah, so it's a little disappointing. That whole barrier is probably, I don't know, 700, maybe 600 yards between us and the major highway. 170 is a 4-lane highway, but they've cut down almost all of it in between us and the road to build a long-term car storage on one end of our neighborhood. And then on the other end of our neighborhood, it looks like there's plans to put a gas station between us and the road. So, yeah. But
I was gonna say, if you wanted trees back, all you had to do is go get some gophers. They'll help cultivate the ground and something. I like it. All right, guys. Thanks for coming on and doing this. Much appreciated. You guys make my show, and I owe you much. So thanks for coming on and doing it. To listeners, if you're struggling, you need help, anything like that, don't forget the VA does have some great resources. You can always dial 988, press option 1. You can text 838-255, or you can go to veteranscrisisline.net and click on the chat icon. Any of those options are going to put you in contact with somebody that can help you out. But remember, one veteran life loss is one too many. I care about you. The crew cares about you. The whole veteran community cares about you. So please reach out for help. And if you're out there, you're not struggling, then reach out to the buddies that you served with and ask them how they're doing. And if they need a helping hand, please give them that helping hand. All right, guys, one last time, thank you very much to all the listeners. Stay motivated. Change your socks.
Wait, don't forget the Tun Tavern Foundation.
Tun Tavern, $20.
Don't forget
$25.
$25. Tun Tavern. You'll see the commercials and go to the GoFundMe page, and we'll get our $25,000 up for them. Anyways. All right. Yeah. Good call. Thank you.
Every Marine needs to donate, and every Marine needs to forward it share it on their Facebook.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If it wasn't for you guys, I would have totally forgot about it. So thank you. Thank you again. All right. Stay motivated. Change your socks.